please welcome Rob Lowe.
It's your unique point of view that's your secret sauce. Find it and protect it.
Rob, thank you for being our commencement
Yeah.
speaker for 2024. And I was mesmerized by hearing your words of wisdom that you thoughtfully imparted to the graduates. You were very encouraging to them.
Your very essence, your human experience, your unique point of view, and your particular voice is forever irreplaceable.
You told them to focus on inspiration and not imitation. I thought that was very important because up until this point, they've been studying.
All of us are inspired and should be inspired, and it's good to have people that you want to emulate, but you need to make it your own. Be honest and be truthful to you, and you're going to rise to the top.
Mm-hmm. And you told them to say yes, even if it meant acting with ancient aliens.
I did say ancient aliens, didn't I? Anytime I can say ancient aliens.
I love it. I love it. But saying yes is very important. You know, sometimes I hear, oh, I've had 3 job offers. Okay, well, take one.
Take one, and then you never know where it's going to lead. I once did a Tennessee Williams play. Richard Eyre, who ran at the time the National Theater, saw me in Wayne's World and said, that's our guy. So you just never know. You never know.
And it worked perfectly.
You never know.
And I love that you emphasize storytelling too, because that's critical to every discipline.
You have picked the most noble and valuable job that has ever existed. Whether you are an actor, a writer, a director, production designer, animator, painter, first and foremost, you're a storyteller. And never forget that.
It's important for anybody to be a storyteller, really. But these are the pros. You're putting together the pros, and they're so needed. They've always been needed throughout history.
So you're a busy man, a network procedural, a streaming comedy series, a studio game show. I love that one too. A top-rated weekly podcast, and you're a producer on all of them. So if someone were to follow you around for a month or so, what would they learn about your career?
There's a lot of logistics. There's a lot of moving parts. The diversity.
You like it that way.
I do. I don't idle well. And the diversity of the projects. I'll go from a call about designing a set for a new game show to talking about what guests to have in the podcasts to a casting session for 911 Lone Star, which is a drama, to going into the writer's room on the comedy. What's great is I've gotten to a place where it keeps my interest because it's so different. If I were just in one thing, it would be nowhere near as exciting.
Yeah. Well, you have a nimble, agile mind and a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
So
It's a lot of espresso. So much espresso. So much. And a lot of sleep. I'm very disciplined about my sleep.
Me too. You're working across many genres, but, let's begin with comedy. Unstable, you have the joy of sharing the screen with your son.
I do.
John Owen, and you two created it together. Where did the idea begin?
He started trolling me on Instagram, and people started noticing it, and it got picked up in the media, and I couldn't do an interview without somebody going, but what I really want to talk about is your son, and he just loves to roast you. And I went, oh, there's something here.
Yeah.
And together we came up with the world where we play the hallmarks of our relationship without playing ourselves.
And the people I've talked to love all of your comedy roles. They always talk about Tommy Boy and Austin Powers, Wayne's World, Parks and Rec. You got a big cheer for that.
Yeah, that would make me happy.
The Grinder. But I'm curious, which ones of those are you the most fond of?
Well, I'm most fond of The Grinder. The Grinder died before its time. But listen, I've been lucky to be in, everything you mentioned, I'm super proud of, and people come up on a daily basis and talk about one of those many projects.
Yeah, you're a part of people's lives that you don't even know.
That's very true, and I don't take it for granted.
911 Lone Star, in your portrayal of the complicated Owen Strand, requires committed acting and also its action.
For sure. It enables me to continue to be a dramatic actor. It enables me to do action, which is really a discipline in and of itself.
Extreme sport for you.
It is, 100%.
Tell me about working with the legendary Ryan Murphy.
Oh, wow. Well, he is a genius. He's a mad genius. He thinks on an artistic design level. That's why his shows all look so great. that other people don't. Whether it's Glee or American Horror Story, he finds a way to plug into things that other people don't notice.
We make a great team.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been in so many memorable ensembles. And here we do produce a number of TV shows at SCAD that the students write and act in. And of course, they're behind the camera too. And I'm wondering if you could share some best practices about working collaboratively.
Yes,
especially.
for sure. I love it. I don't think it's any accident that some of my best work has been in an ensemble. Maybe because it's my first big job was The Outsiders, and you don't get more of an ensemble than that. Maybe because I don't know any differently. I've carried what I've learned there throughout my career. And that is, you want to be playing the same song as your orchestra, but when you get to solo, you better murder it. And you want to find that wonderful area where you're a team player, you're symbiotic with everybody, but the eye goes to you. That's the fun. By the way, it's fun. In The Outsiders, I decided, you know what? I should come out of the shower with a towel that almost drops. It was completely 100% manufactured by me to stand out, and it worked.
In addition to the 2 scripted shows, you're also currently the ringmaster of The Floor, where
Yes.
you play yourself. Are you having fun, Rob?
Oh my gosh, I like people. I like sort of being able to be light on my feet and ad-lib, and I like the mystery and the pressure of not having a script and trying to be entertaining, and I love trivia.
And you're podcasting royalty. So I'm wondering, how do you prepare for a podcast?
Yeah, so
And literally, how'd you come up with the name?
literally, the name, I wanted a name that you would remember when you heard it, and
It's a great name.
it's kind of become, because people are such fans of Parks and Rec, it's become like a catchphrase of identified with mine by a specific audience, and they just so happen to be the audience that is very much interested in podcasts. I originally wanted to do it because I am blessed enough to have had history or friendships with so many interesting people.
You do.
That people think they know, but they don't know them like I know. And I can ask them questions that nobody else would ever dream to ask them. And then the other part of it is that I'll meet people who I've never met, and I get to fanboy. Like I have Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac.
Oh.
And I'm like, ooh. You know what I mean?
Hulu will soon premiere Bratz, a documentary about the Brat Pack. Why is now the right time for this retrospective, do you think?
I believe there's an anniversary of the Brat Pack, and really it falls to Andrew McCarthy, who took it upon himself to make the phone calls and track us down and see if we wanted to do it. And for me to go back and talk to Andrew about that time, I'm reminded of 2 things. One was like so bittersweet, and like going back and talking to your frat brother or your sorority sister. And then reminded that 2 people can experience the exact same thing in such different ways. And yet it's also very much the same. But I'll tell you this, I've rarely had the kind of incoming phone calls and texts. People are losing their minds.
Yet another star in your crown.
That's right.
What advice would you give to others about the jeopardy that they might be facing in the entertainment business?
You have to have almost a preternatural self-confidence in what you have to offer. The other thing I would say, it's okay to make your life your career when you're young, and you probably should. But it's super important to build a life outside of your career.
Dr. Lowe, our SCAD graduates learned so much from you today. I hope that you will make this a second home from time to time when you can take time away from
I've already been texting multiple people
Thank you.
saying you need to get down here and see what's going on here. But I love that the artwork around here is spectacular.
SCAD graduates, yeah. Come back. You can paint for a weekend.
Painting is my new obsession, actually.
Well, clearly we love you at SCAD. And as a SCAD degree holder yourself now, you're forever a B. And we'd love to see you back again, whether it's painting or doing anything else.
Thank you. This is wonderful. Thanks so much.
Thank you.